Captain Elias Grant adjusted the stiff ceremonial collar around his neck, glancing at the hundreds of alien dignitaries gathered in the vast chamber. The Galactic Council's Grand Hall was an architectural marvel, a spiraling dome of shifting, light and sound meant to awe newcomers. Elias wasn't impressed. He had been sent here under the illusion of diplomacy, Earth's official induction into the interstellar community. Instead, he now stood at the center of a tribunal that felt eerily like a sentencing. "The vote is final," intoned Chancellor Vorkis, a towering reptilian with gleaming violet scales. His voice echoed through the chamber, translated instantly into every language. "Humanity is too dangerous. Your species is erratic, aggressive, and disturbingly adaptable. For the stability of the galaxy, you will be subjugated." A murmur spread among the human delegation. The handful of representatives, military officers, and scientists exchanged glances of disbelief. Elias clenched his fists. The promise of unity had been a lie. The decision was unanimous. Every single species had voted to enslave humanity. Before anyone could react, heavily armed enforcers descended upon them. Elias moved on instinct, grabbing the nearest alien guard and twisting his arm into a brutal lock. He barely had time to register the sickening crunch before a concussive blast struck him in the chest, hurling him backward. The world blurred. His last thought before darkness took him was a vow. This isn't over. Pain greeted Elias when he awoke. A dull, throbbing ache pulsed through his ribs as he stirred, chains clanking against his wrists. He was in a cold metal cell, one of many, judging by the dimly lit corridor beyond the bars. Other humans were locked away in similar conditions, their faces weary but not broken. Across from him, a woman leaned against the wall, her brown eyes sharp with calculation. Dr. May Vasquez, one of Earth's leading engineers. She had been sent to negotiate technological exchanges, but now sat shackled like a common prisoner. "Welcome back to hell," she muttered, pushing her glasses up her nose. "Figured you'd wake up eventually." "Status?" Elias rasped. "They split us up. Some are being shipped off-world already. Forced labor, technical expertise, whatever they think we're good for." She hesitated. "We're tools to them, Elias. Assets." He exhaled slowly, keeping his rage in check. "Where's the rest of the team?" "Scattered. Maverick got taken by some bureaucratic AI overlords. Luna was sent to the Council archives. Guess they figured a linguist was worth something. Omar Maverick Ford was a wild card. A hacker with an uncanny ability to make any system bend to his will. Luna Reyes, an expert in alien languages, had a knack for finding weaknesses in both diplomacy and deception. They were all valuable in different ways. A rhythmic tapping interrupted his thoughts. Down the corridor, a wiry man with dark skin and a cocky grin lounged against the bars of his own cell. "Well, if it isn't the fearless leader, up and grumpy," Maverick drawled. "You missed all the fun. Turns out aliens aren't fans of human creativity." "Who knew?" Elias forced a smirk. "You been behaving?" "Oh, absolutely. I may have rerouted a few security logs, but nothing too flashy." May groaned. "You hacked something already?" "Look, I was bored." Before Elias could respond, heavy footsteps echoed through the corridor. A group of enforcers stopped before his cell, unlocking it with a hiss of pressurized air. "You!" one of them barked, a squat insectoid creature with a translator device grafted into its thorax. "You're reassigned." Elias didn't resist, as they hauled him to his feet. He exchanged one last glance with May, Maverick, and the others. No words were needed. They'd all figure out their own ways to resist. The warlord's palace was built from the bones of conquest, towering above a battlefield-turned court. Elias had seen dictators before. This one was no different. Overlord Vartok, a brutish, four-armed warrior of the Krogar Dominion, lounged. On his throne, studying his newest acquisition. "I was told you are a tactician," Vartak rumbled, his deep-set eyes gleaming with interest. "Your people fight like cornered beasts, effective but undisciplined." Elias held his stance, firm. "If you think I'll help you, you're mistaken," the warlord chuckled. "Ah, but you will, because if you do not, your kind will suffer far worse fates than chains." Elias bit back his immediate response. Resistance would need to be slow, methodical. He wasn't broken, and neither was humanity. Elsewhere, on distant worlds, Dr. May Vasquez studied mining equipment, already thinking of ways to sabotage it. Maverick whispered to alien AI, seeding chaos in the Council's records. Luna listened, learning secrets that could tear the galactic order apart. They had taken humanity's freedom. Now, humanity would take everything from them in return. In the dimly lit confines of the mining colony on Zenthra 12, Dr. May Vasquez wiped the grime from her forehead, her mind racing faster than the automated drills around her. The alien overseers believed they had subjugated her will, but May saw the complex machinery as a puzzle waiting to be solved, or subverted. Nearby, a fellow human laborer stumbled, exhaustion evident in his every movement. May approached, offering a hand. "Hang in there," she whispered, her voice a blend of encouragement and resolve. "We're not beaten yet." In the sterile corridors of the Galactic Council's central archives, Luna Reyes moved silently, her eyes absorbing the vast expanse of alien scripts and holographic displays. Her captors had underestimated her, assigning her to menial translation tasks. But Luna's linguistic prowess was her weapon. She deciphered not just language, but the very essence of alien thought. As she cataloged documents, Luna discovered references to ancient treaties and hidden dissent among the Council species. A faint smile touched her lips. Knowledge was power, and she was amassing an arsenal. Meanwhile, in the sprawling data hubs of the Zarkon bureaucracy, Omar Maverick Ford lounged. In his assigned workstation, fingers dancing over the translucent interface. The Zarkons prided themselves on their impenetrable systems, but Maverick saw them as a challenge. With a few deft keystrokes, he bypassed security protocols, accessing restricted communications. He planted subtle falsifications, minor discrepancies, designed to sow confusion. A chuckle escaped him as he imagined the bureaucrat's befuddlement. "Let's see how you handle a little human unpredictability." Back on the warlord's planet, Captain Elias Grant observed the Krogar soldiers during their drills. He noted their rigid formations, their reliance on brute strength. In contrast, he began training his fellow human captives in guerrilla tactics, emphasizing adaptability and cunning. One evening, under the guise of compliance, Elias gathered a small group. "We strike not with force, but with finesse," he instructed, outlining a plan to disrupt the Krogar's supply lines. "They expect direct confrontation. We'll give them chaos instead." As days turned into weeks, subtle acts of defiance spread across the occupied territories. Mining equipment malfunctioned mysteriously. Data systems produced contradictory reports, and whispers of rebellion echoed in the shadows. May covertly altered the mining drone's programming, causing delays that frustrated the overseers. When questioned, she feigned ignorance, masking her defiance behind a facade of subservience. Luna began inserting nuanced mistranslations into official documents, altering the intent of communications between alien factions. The resulting misunderstandings led to minor conflicts, eroding the Council's unity. Maverick's digital manipulations escalated, triggering false security alerts and rerouting resources to non-existent projects. The Zarkon administrators scrambled to make sense of the chaos, their vaunted efficiency crumbling. Elias orchestrated small-scale ambushes, targeting isolated Krogar patrols. The attacks were swift, leaving no trace of the perpetrators. The warlord's frustration grew, his confidence waning. Despite the oppressive circumstances, a sense of camaraderie and purpose blossomed among the humans. They shared stolen moments, exchanging stories and laughter, their spirits unbroken. One night, as they huddled in a dimly lit corner, May spoke up. "We've been reactive, chipping away at them. It's time to be proactive, to coordinate our efforts." Luna nodded. "I've come across information about a central communication hub. If we can access it, we could synchronize our actions, turn these isolated incidents into a concerted uprising." Maverick grinned. "A galaxy-wide human network? I like the sound of that." Elias placed a hand on May's shoulder. "Let's make it happen. For Earth." As they set their plan into motion, the seeds of rebellion took root, promising a harvest of liberation. The galaxy had underestimated humanity's resilience and ingenuity. That mistake would be their undoing. The stage was set, the players ready. The time for subtle defiance was over. A coordinated rebellion loomed on the horizon, poised to reclaim their freedom. In the heart of the alien stronghold, humanity's fight for survival intensified. Dr. May Vasquez, Luna Reyes, Omar Maverick Ford, and Captain Elias Grant gathered in a concealed chamber, their faces illuminated by the dim glow of a holographic map. The air was thick with tension and unspoken determination. "We've managed to disrupt their operations individually," May began, her voice steady yet urgent. "But to truly turn the tide, we need a coordinated strike." Luna nodded, her analytical mind already formulating strategies. "The central communication hub is their linchpin. If we can seize control, we can synchronize our efforts and broadcast a rallying cry to all human captives." Maverick leaned back, a mischievous glint in his eye. "I've been probing their systems. With the right access codes, I can override their security protocols. It's risky, but doable." Elias crossed his arms, his demeanor resolute. "Risk is part of the game. What's our plan of attack?" May projected the facility's schematics. "The hub is heavily guarded, but there's a maintenance shaft here." She indicated a narrow passage. "It's not on their regular patrol routes. We can use it to infiltrate the control room," Luna interjected. "Once inside, we need to act swiftly. Any delay could compromise the mission." Elias placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "We'll be in and out before they know what hit them." As they finalized their strategy, a sense of unity solidified among them. Each brought their unique strengths to the table, forming a cohesive unit driven by a shared purpose. The following night, under the cover of darkness, the team approached the maintenance shaft. May expertly bypassed the entry lock, and one by one they slipped inside, the confined space amplifying the sound of their breaths and the pounding of their hearts. Navigating the labyrinthine passages, they reached the control room's threshold. Maverick connected his device to the security panel, his fingers dancing over the interface. "I'm in. Disabling alarms and surveillance. We have a 5-minute window." Elias took point, signaling the others to follow. Inside, alien technicians were engrossed in their tasks, oblivious to the impending intrusion. With precision, Elias incapacitated the nearest guard, while Luna and May secured the exits. Maverick commandeered the main console, his eyes gleaming with determination. "Broadcasting now," Maverick announced. "Luna, you're up." Taking a deep breath, Luna stepped forward, her voice resonating through the intercom system. "To all human captives, this is Luna Reyes. The time has come to rise. Coordinate your efforts. Freedom is within our grasp." As her message reverberated across the facility, a palpable shift occurred. Humans, previously resigned to their fate, felt a surge of hope and defiance. Spontaneous acts of rebellion erupted, overwhelming the alien overseers. Back in the control room, alarms blared. "We've overstayed our welcome," Elias remarked. "Time to exfiltrate." Retracing their steps, the team navigated the chaos they had unleashed. As they emerged into the night, the sounds of conflict echoed behind them, a testament to their audacious endeavor. Regrouping at a predetermined safe house, they took a moment to catch their breath. The weight of their actions settled upon them, but so did a sense of accomplishment. "This is just the beginning," May stated, her eyes reflecting a steely resolve. Luna smiled. "We've lit the spark. Now we fan the flames." Maverick chuckled. "And watch the Empire burn." Elias nodded. "For Earth. For humanity." As dawn approached, the team prepared for the next phase of their rebellion, united in purpose and undeterred by the challenges ahead. In the aftermath of their audacious broadcast, the Resistance's message ignited a series of uprisings across the occupied territories. Dr. May Vasquez, Luna Reyes, Omar Maverick Ford, and Captain Elias Grant reconvened in their hidden base, the weight of their actions evident in their expressions. "Reports are coming in from multiple sectors," May began, her tone a mix of urgency and concern. "The uprisings are widespread, but so are the retaliations. The aliens are deploying advanced weaponry we've never seen before." Luna's brow furrowed. "We anticipated resistance, but not at this scale. Our people are unprepared for this level of warfare." Maverick interjected, "I've been analyzing intercepted communications. There's mention of a central command center, a nexus point for their operations. If we can locate and disable it, we might disrupt their coordination and give our forces a fighting chance." Elias leaned forward, his gaze intense. "Do we have any intel on its location?" "Not yet," Maverick admitted, "but I've initiated a deep scan of their communication networks. It's only a matter of time." As they strategized, a young scout burst into the room, breathless. "Captain Grant, we've captured an alien officer. He's being held in the lower chambers." Elias exchanged a glance with May. "This could be the break we need. Let's see what he knows." In the dimly lit confines of the interrogation room, the alien officer sat restrained, his luminescent eyes observing his captors with a mix of curiosity and disdain. May approached, her voice calm but firm. "We know about the Central Command Center. Tell us its location, and we can end this conflict with minimal bloodshed." The alien's gaze remained unyielding. "You underestimate the resolve of my kind. We will not be defeated by a disorganized rebellion." Luna stepped forward, her eyes locking onto the aliens. "Perhaps. But consider this. Continued warfare will lead to losses on both sides. Help us find a peaceful resolution." A flicker of uncertainty crossed the alien's features. "There is a facility, heavily guarded, but reaching it is a suicide mission." Maverick smirked. "We've made a habit of defying the odds." With the aliens' reluctant cooperation, the team gathered around a holographic map plotting their next move. "The facility is located here," Maverick indicated a remote area. "It's shielded by an energy field. We'll need to disable that first." May nodded. "Luna and I will handle the field. Elias, you and Maverick infiltrate the command center once it's down." Elias clasped her shoulder. "Stay safe." As night fell, the team moved under the cover of darkness. Luna and May approached the energy field's generator, guarded by alien sentinels. "We need a distraction," Luna whispered. May nodded, retrieving a small device from her pack. "This should create enough noise." Activating the device, a loud explosion echoed in the distance, drawing the sentinels away. "Now!" May urged. They sprinted to the generator, May's fingers deftly working to disable it. "We're in," she confirmed. Meanwhile, Elias and Maverick approached the now unshielded facility. Using the access codes provided by their captive, they slipped inside, navigating the sterile corridors. "The control room is ahead," Maverick whispered. Elias nodded, weapon at the ready. "Let's finish this." As they breached the control room, alien officers turned in surprise. "Secure the area," Elias ordered. Maverick accessed the main console, initiating a system-wide shutdown. This should disrupt their operations, he said, a hint of triumph in his voice. Suddenly, alarms blared. Reinforcements incoming, Elias warned. Maverick grinned. Time to go. They retraced their steps, rendezvousing with May and Luna outside. Mission accomplished, Elias reported. May smiled. This could be the turning point. As dawn approached, the team retreated to their base, the first rays of sunlight heralding a new hope for humanity.